Looks like I have somebody here. Well, hello. Good morning. I need glasses. Something terrible. Jimmy Biter, how are you? Good to see you back on your feet so soon. You were up and at 'em within like 4 hours or something. I saw you on a chat, so I hope things are going well with your recovery, and hope things are going well. I'm due for a. I was supposed to have it done in March, but luckily I got a knee brace on here to have a knee replaced. So they canceled. That's okay with me. I'm good with that. So hope you're doing well. Hope you're on the road to mending up and doing better. So, and Joseph, how are you, sir? Good to see you too. And Paul Lou, gosh, good to see you. Excuse my terrible, awful sound. I'm going through one of the little E-band that I've talked about on other videos, and it sounds okay in the mix, but I did get a haircut. I finally got out and got a haircut. Yes, so there's not much to see anyway. So um, yeah, I just lucked it. I didn't want to wait, so the barber person had 50 clients come through the door, and I just happened to come upon the barber shop next door to where I was at right when she was opening. So I said, "Can I get a haircut?" And she said, "No, you got to have an appointment." So I said, "Well, I'm going to be next door. If anything happens, anybody cancels, let me know." And she came back about 10 minutes later and said the guy didn't show up, my first guy. So I ran in and got a haircut. I was number one. So um, Janice, hello. I didn't see you in there. Gosh, yeah, I'm getting the East Coast crowd, I'm guessing. Joseph, I forget where you're at. Janice is back east. Jimmy, I don't remember either. And Paul, I want to say somewhere kind of down south. I don't remember. I'm up in Oregon, and it's just barely, well, it's sunrise. It's 5:45 a.m., so. They checked your temperature. She didn't check my temperature. Maybe she should have. I should have checked hers. I better check the audio and make sure I have the little button clicked. I do have it clicked. Very good. So how's everybody doing? Oh, that's right, Jimmy, Montana. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I bet there's probably going to be a lot of discomfort off and on, and they always give you, 10 pain pills to get you through the get you through the day. So never enough. I don't like them anyway, but they just make me nauseous. So, but when it comes down to serious pain like you probably got, it's probably. Back to work tomorrow. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Um, yeah. I worked for the health department. I think I retired in the nick of time. So I'm having. Well, I was having coffee. I'm down to water now. So Vermont. Wow. We were having just great weather. We were having like 85. Well, almost too hot. 85 to 90 degrees for about 3 days in a row, and then all of a sudden yesterday it turned dark and it rained off and on pretty much all day. It's like being back in winter. So Yeah, I hope it's coming through. I never know with StreamYard if it's very quiet. I mean, I can talk right over the top of it. And I noticed if I get too loud with it, it starts getting kind of washy, uh, underwater sounding. Yeah, I'm glad it's coming through. I never know. Yeah, having worked around a lot of medical people, I remember a lot of the nurses and doctors saying, when you need the pain meds, use them, and cut that pain cycle and keep it suppressed. Don't wait off until you absolutely got to have it, and it's really hard to break the cycle. But then again, don't use it unless you absolutely got to. So it was always a mixed message, I thought. So you had surgery a year ago. Wow. Yeah, my plans are to. I'm not convinced it's actually all my knee. I think a lot of it's my back because it hurts first before my knee goes out. So we're going to do some X-rays and see what's going on with the hip and what have you. Just to. I've been playing jazz boxes. I'm not used to. It's driving me nuts. All flat wound strings, and these are all round wounds, of course. But I saw it. Yeah, I saw that you had one kind of out there. I like that with. I mean, that's one good thing about YouTube. We all complain about it, but you can post the date. I don't know how far out you can go, but you can put the date out into the future. So you could make 3 or 4 videos in a day maybe and put them out um, for future reference or something. Yeah, that's what everybody I've talked to that's had it has talked about the importance of following through with the physical therapy and all that. And I'm guessing shoulders are just like that too. I'm not following you, Janice. What's the difference between the wounds? Yeah, so I'm showing off. I went right before the virus hit. I went looking for a new. Uh, oh, the difference of the wounds. Okay, of the. Oh, well, the round wounds have that. They're round and they make that scratchy sound, and flat wounds are like a ribbon cable around the string, so they're perfectly very smooth. I don't have one here. Nope, don't have one. I have to go. It's out in the other room. I'm going to actually do. I've done a couple jazz boxes. I guess I should explain it on the jazz box videos. I got another one coming up pretty soon. But the flat wounds are, people used them back. My older brother used them back in the '60s for surf music and rock and roll. But it wasn't the heavy, distorted kind of sound we wanted. So, oh, really, Paul? Are you work in like the medical field or something? Oh, cool. Very nice of you. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they're spelt the same way. I just misread it. So, very cool. Very cool. I actually worked in mental health, and part of my job, I was the go-to kind of person for a while that did a lot of coordination between the medical side and the mental health side. So, got a lot of people into doctors and hospitals and all that kind of stuff. Austria is here. Wow, cool. Hi, Martin. Playing some basketball with your son. That sounds like a fine plan, actually. That's a good, important time. Yeah. Yeah, Janice, the English language. Yeah. Martin, you do what you got to do there, okay? Because that's important stuff. So I look forward sometime down the road, Martin. Martin had a cool thing where he was working with some stuff from LPD pedals on some acoustic stuff. So I hope that kind of works out. I don't remember exactly how it worked though. Yeah, the English language. I was um, I was listening to Fender Guru last night. He's from New Zealand, and his sidekick co-host is Simon from the UK. And here I was from the US, and I thought, well, okay, here we are, separated only by a common language, you know. So, but I understood they speak. I can understand them very well. I don't know if they can understand me, but you know. I need a different sound. I was doing this. This is a backing track I made. I'll play a little of it. I was trying to capture. It's got a built-in Hammond organ. I can hope you can hear that. Even with a Leslie, it's even got a little Leslie built into it. I was trying to capture, for those of you who are old enough, some of the Al Cooper, Mike Bloomfield Super Sessions sound. Uh, oh yeah, it's a different kind of thing. Yeah, I think it's kind of cool. I just love the idea that YouTube is international. You know, I mean, uh, that it's everybody from everywhere. You know, and different skill levels and different skill sets and all that kind of stuff. So I have to get back to something different here. No. I have no idea what I'm doing. I get lost in this thing. It's a Boss E-Band, and it's the coolest practice tool I've ever seen. Um, it's got a lot of built-in backing tracks that you can jam along to that are just loops. They're like 15-second loops, most of them. But if you have any way of making your own backing tracks, you can make your own too. And it's every style, everything from metal to jazz to rock, heavy rock. blues, country. I'll just give you a sample of a loop from Metal. Uh-oh, I disconnected. It's been doing that lately. Anyway, that's like a 15-second Metal loop. So um, it's a Boss GT100 built into a little box with speakers, and it can record one track at a time. You could record over that. You could record a lead over it, and then you could record rhythm again. It's like you build up like a looper, you know. So it does pretty cool. For sitting around talking, I do like I like it a little cleaner. Hippie, good morning, sir. Man alive, are you up early? 5:59. You're up before 5 o'clock. The blues, the blues just doesn't work quite as well with clean. Well, that's not bad. It's Great Vanzini got a haircut. Yeah, it's Great Vanzini with the small G. Yeah, I finally I just happened to arrive at the right time. You've been up since 11:30. I went to bed about 1, so I got about like 3 or 4 hours of sleep and just woke up and thought, what the heck? I'll do a little live stream. So here I am. Yeah, I just happened to arrive at the barber shop and told her. She said I needed an appointment. I said, well, I'll be next door. If anybody cancels, let me come over and get me. About 10 minutes later, she said my first guy didn't show up, so I was the first one in the door. Yeah, I'm guessing therapy is the hard part with that, because it's already aggravated from the surgery, and then you gotta give it more grief. You know. But the good news is, well, Jimmy, you know better than we do, but I'm guessing what in a couple weeks it starts to kind of resolve with therapy, and it would. Deja Voodoo. Good day to you too. What time is it? Are you in Australia? I know you were on Fender Guru's chat the other was it gosh, I'm confused. I said I stayed up and watched Fender Guru and then I went to bed and slept about 2 or 3 hours and now I'm back awake again. You're from Adelaide, as I recall, for some reason. Why do I know that? I'm not sure where Andrew's from. New Zealand, I know that, but I don't know what town or. Wow. Whoa. Probably get a copyright strike on that one. It's weird how sometimes I get a copyright claim just on a chord progression, and it says you violated um, because of the melody, and I'm not even playing a melody, you know. Yeah, yeah, I know Andrew, and of course that's a wide span. It depends on what part of the country. That's a wide span. So I know Andrew is 5 hours behind me, but in the next day, and Simon's 8 hours ahead of me, I think. He's in the UK. Yeah. Yeah. It's no damn. I had um, I had a cancerous tumor on my index finger years ago. I still went out. I was playing a lot of bass still. I went out and jammed and just used 3 fingers. I was surprised. Oh, they're okay. They're ahead. Okay, so you're probably like 6 or 7 hours behind us, but one day ahead. So it's like, what is it? What is it there, Deja Voodoo? Like midnight then, 11 p.m. absolutely loving this guitar. It's like 24 and 3/4. I don't know what it's got for 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 22 frets. So they're pretty well jammed in there. I always say the honky tonk in F is my test. Because with arthritis, I can. That's hard. Oh, 10:38. Oh, okay. 6:09 a.m. here in Oregon. 5:09 where Hippie's at. Wow. But you've been up all night, huh, Hippie? Yeah, they're open here in Oregon. As I understand it, they're all by appointment. Yeah, and you're 3 hours ahead. Wow. Yeah. Well, I figured I'd catch maybe a couple of East Coast folks early in the morning. Oh, you went to bed at 4:30 in the afternoon. Okay. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, with this virus where I can't run out and do a whole lot, it's like I'm taking naps. Our sleep schedules are pretty screwy. Yeah, I've a couple times kind of re-regulated myself a little bit and got back into the normal routine, thinking things are going to get more open, and I'm just not trusting it quite yet. But mostly because I'm an old feller. I don't remember. Oh well, happy birthday a little bit early. You're a young feller still. I got 12 years on you, so. Yeah, it does. How are things in Australia? Are they starting to open up again, or is things still locked down? I see here in my state where we've already had a light spike in some counties since we started. We started to reopen 2 weeks ago, Friday, I think, and we've seen a spike or a very light increase in some counties already. But you look around and I see a lot of people. They're not, you know, not not social distancing or anything else. I'll show you my next project. I'm not quite done with. I'm not quite ready yet, but uh, it'll be if I can get it off of here. I will, if I can remember how. Nope, that's not it. And that's not it. There we go. It is a bass, a fretless bass. It sits on a tripod, so it's an upright. And the neck over the years, it's got nylon strings on it. The neck over the years had ended up with a back bow. So a couple of weeks ago on Fender Guru, they were going to have me show my basses off last night, and we didn't get around to it. But they had the guy who built it had it. Yeah, too soon to really tell. Yeah, I'm going to wait. I know at least another week before see what the results are. Anyway, he had the truss rod totally screwed down tight, and I maybe came from the factory that way. It was everything I could do with an Allen wrench, a hex wrench, to get it loose and get it, and I cranked it back almost a whole turn, not quite. And it's come back level, but there's still some. It sounds good when I'm through an amp. You don't hear it, but acoustically, well, it's better today than it was the other day. Yeah, well, it's actually not buzzing anymore, so that's. Not meant to be played that way. It's got a huge tripod. I can barely lift the thing. It's like 20-pound tripod, which I would love to adapt for my photography. Now let's see if I can get this thing back in. There we go. Clicked right in. Anyway, it sits on the tripod, and maybe a little buzz in there still. Yeah, I think we're just starting to open restaurants where they have limited seating. They all along we've had curbside service, so you could phone an order in and then go pick it up at the curb. And I didn't even want to do that. I thought it's just not worth the risk. You don't know who's in there cooking. I ran by the hamburger shop through by. I guess I went to Taco Bell one time too. They were really careful. They all were wearing gloves. They were all wearing masks. And when they handed the food out through the drive-through, they handed it out on a tray so you could just take it off the tray, so they weren't touching the bag. They weren't handy. They obviously had to handle the bag with gloves on. But anyway, it felt a little bit better. But I only did that a couple times, so. What's everybody got planned for the day? Anything? I'm going to go back to bed at some point. Sleep the day away probably. No other fretless instruments. When I started off as a kid, I was lucky. I had two older brothers. One played lead and one played bass. So I kind of learned both instruments at age 11, kind of at the same time. I mostly was a bass player back in the day. Yeah, hippie. Yeah, old man nap. Yeah, it didn't even feel like an old man nap. It's more like, uh, you know, I go back to bed and sleep 4 hours or something, 5 hours. So, you know, it's not exactly a nap. Then I'm up all the next night, so I have to kind of limit it so I can get to bed at a reasonable time. So, um, Yeah, no other fretless instruments for me. I just bought that. There was a guy who built them down here. It's called a Mose Sparrow. And they were quite well known around my area. Yeah, do they have something to cover you? Something that covers your shoulder when you shower, Jimmy, or something? Or just YouTube today? I'll probably do a fair amount of that too. Thoughts on P90s, Aaron? You got here late. When I opened up, I was playing my new equivalent to a Gibson double cut. Yeah, I love P90s. I really do, but they can be un, untamely beast. And I use I use a Electro Harmonics hum debugger, which they claim is different than. Yeah, Jimmy, you take care. Go get some rest. Take a shower. And your feet. Oh, your feet are still swollen. Okay, from the surgery, maybe, huh? Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, whatever works. Yeah. Yeah, I liked that for a while in surgeries. They were using that. It was like artificial skin, and you could go ahead and shower, and over a week or two, it would dissolve and break down. I like that concept. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I forget who did it, but somebody did a comparison on the Epiphone P90s versus they were doing SGs, and I think, it was about a month ago, and they did a comparison of the Epiphone P90 compared to the Gibson P. Maybe it was Guitar Hack. Might have been Guitar Hack. I don't remember. Clearly a difference in the quality of the pickup. But if you had an Epiphone, it wouldn't be any problem to take that pickup out and put some other P90 in it. I probably still wouldn't. If I'm going to replace a pickup, I probably still wouldn't. I wouldn't replace it with a Gibson. Probably they're good, but I'm very fond of Lawler pickups because I got to meet him a few times, and I had a guitar with a Lawler pickup in it, so a P90 in fact, and it was great. I love. I'm sorry I said, well, I'm not sorry I sold the guitar. What I should have done is take that pickup out, put the original back in, and then sell it. You you call it New Mexico, a P90 in a cooter caster. Okay, you can probably hear the neighbor dog. There's train yards not too far from me here, and he howls at the train horns, and he's just really uncomfortable with all the horns, even though they're quite a ways away. So what is a cooter caster? Tell me, it's like right cooter or PV Forenza. I've heard that name, but I think that's an older one, isn't it, Jimmy? I don't know. Yeah, I'm loving these. These are Reverend P90s. Reverend makes all their own pickups. Joe Naylor, who is one of the head honchos at Reverend. Actually, he owns the Reverend. I don't know what he owns exactly. What is he owns amplifiers also, and now Ken Haas I know is involved somehow too. So, but their P90s are. That's really what I wanted was just test out and I'd played one before, knew I liked it. So uh, not this exact model, but another guitar with P90s. So um, they're not really metal, you know, I guess, but oh, slide compatible Strat setup. Oh, okay. Yeah. I keep thinking about trying to learn some more slide once again. Yeah, the PVs I think are, yeah, most of them are, well, the other non uh, Wolfgang types are inexpensive, but yeah, I had like a T40, and it was a mean guitar, very mean guitar. It was T40, T15, T40 was the bass. The bass was a monster. Man, that thing. If you think something like a jazz bass weighs a lot, nothing compared to the PV basses of the day. Those things were. The guy that owned it, actually, my middle brother still has it. I forget where he cut it, but he actually cut out some portion of it to lighten it up, and of course then it made it neck heavy. But very cheap. Played well. I mean, it played well, but big thick neck, big thick body. Um, PVT. I think the lead guitar I had had an amp in the case. It was the coolest thing. A T15 maybe. I want to say. He has a lap steel pickup. Wow. I always wanted one of those Telecasters that had a like a Charlie Christian pickup. I wouldn't want to buy one without playing it and hearing the sound. So I had one guitar with the Charlie Christian pickup, and I don't know what it was, a replacement pickup, so I don't know what brand it was. Guitar Center has one. How much is it, hippie? I don't know if I can. No, I can't. Yeah, okay, T15. Thank you, Joseph. Yeah, yeah. Mine came in a like a hard plastic. Man, as I recall, it was a hard plastic case with a little amp built in, and I gave it to my brother. Uh, and then he had a burglary, and that was gone. So yeah, now? What is a T30? Is that a six string, Aaron, or is that one of their? I think the bass I had was a T40, but I don't remember. Dogtown. How are you? 6:30 here. 5:30 where Hippie's at. He's been up all night. He slept all day yesterday though. So, uh, oh no, I'm talking both actually because I had a T15 and I had a T40, which was one of their bases. So I had T15 with the amp in the case, and then I had a T40, and the T40 was the heavy one with the thick neck. Yeah, the short scale, the Birdland is like 23 inches or something like that. Wow, at 300 and some, that sounds like a pretty good deal. I forget what 350. Yeah. 23 and a half on the Birdland. Yeah, man, those are crazy. On Gibson's website now, they show no big hollow bodies at all and no jazz boxes. They got rid of they don't show the like the Herb Ellis, the ES 165. They don't even show the 175, I don't think, on their website, or at least a few weeks ago they weren't. And they're not showing the Birdland. Maybe those are all special order now or something. And the Epiphone site is also not showing any jazz boxes to speak of, like the Joe Pass. I would imagine that they would discontinue those because both Joe and Herb have passed on. So um, only 51 there this morning. Yeah, I think that's what it is here. I don't have my phone with me. I think it was an overnight low of about 50 or so. Yeah, but a lot of rain yesterday. It went from 85 to 90 to winter. Yeah, difference in tone though, right? I've never played a Birdland. I think I played every Gibson out there just about, but I've never played. Oh, the other one the Gibson's not showing is the Johnny A, which is, I mean, those are crazy expensive. Those are, semi-hollow bodies, a little smaller than a 335 with the Florentine cut, sharp cut instead of the rounded cut. But it's the back and the sides are all one piece. It's just a big chunk of wood that they've routed out and then a solid top on top of it, and they're really nice guitars. But they were the signature model Johnny A through Gibson was 66,000 or 6,500. I don't remember. Crazy expensive. I bought a Reverend Tricky Gomez, and it's the same thing. Solid back and sides, a solid top, all one piece back and sides. It was 800. So, and sounds really good. It doesn't sound as good as the Johnny A, but it was awfully darn close. Eddie Durham model. I'm not familiar. Oh, is it a big hollow body, Aaron, or a semi hollow? Eddie Durham. I don't remember that model. Wow. I have a I can't tell you. It's just some numbers and letters, but a semi hollow Schecter AE. It's not the one. They made two versions, one with piezo in the bridge and one without, and I got the one without. I got it for 175 bucks, but um, I've never worked on it or had anybody work on it. Somebody went in and changed something around. It looks like stock pickup still, but they got the volume knob is the tone knob or something like that. Something or the volume when you or the tone when you turn it up, it goes to the bass side instead of to the treble side. So, but I love Schecter. I think Schecter's it's a full hollow body by Schecter with a Florentine cut. How interesting. I'll have to look that one up. It's one they don't I don't think they make that anymore, do they? I haven't seen it. I bet you I think Schecter is just so underrated for the quality of product that you get for the money. I don't know what they cost nowadays. Maybe they've gone up, but I've got I have three Schecters. I have kind of a Paul Reed Smith SE type of Schecter that plays really good. I have that semi-hollow, and I have another one, I think. Oh, I have a 335 type of Schecter called a Corsair with a Bigsby, and that thing that's a mean guitar. We can identify who all the old people are here, besides myself, by naming the tunes that I'm playing. Not old, older. Yeah, 200. What a deal. What a deal. Holy moly. I bet it's built really well, too. No, it wasn't. It's too late. That's the melody. Dante, how are you, sir? Now, Dante might know that song just from the chords. Metal Rocker, good morning. I'll get a copyright claim on that for sure. Give you a hint. It's Jerry and the Pacemakers. If you ever played clubs, anytime you play anything like um, the Elks Lodge or anything like that, you got to do that song pretty much. It was a great song. It was kind of, I mean, it's so jazzy, but it was a rock hit. It was on the rock stations. There we go, Joseph. Joseph gets the firm handshake award. That's right. Don't let the sun catch you crying. Yeah. Yeah, they are. Um, I can never play the melodies to, well, on that one. Yeah, I was always fascinated with chord structure, and it's the savant in me or something. But I was just always interested in sort of the mathematical approach to chords. You know, if you know that major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you can come up and figure a lot of things out about chords. And um, you can go the other 8 at a later time, but I mean that gives you a lot of stuff to work on. So, um, and chord substitutions. I did a video a long time ago a on this ugly chord. It's let's see if I can show it, but it's technically it's a B minor seventh flat 5. We'll get into the numbers. So it's a minor seventh chord, but you flat the 5. There may be giveaways on tonight's show. Oh, a T-shirt for sure on your show, hippie. Yeah, yeah. I watched Jack's video on all the stuff he's got to do, but all the stuff he's gonna donate. You know, so and it was pretty cool. Yeah. Anyway, that weird chord takes the place. It's a B set minor seventh flat 5, but it takes the place of a G ninth. So, and it's just ugly sounding by itself. There's a G ninth, G ninth, and it also takes the place of like a C minor 6. You can use it as a substitute for a lot of different chords, including diminished chords. I never used diminished. Chord is interesting. I if you, it repeats itself in a different format with the notes every 3. Sounds like a bunch of European emergency sirens. Rick Emmett of Triumph. Okay, I remember them. Anyway, that diminished chord repeats itself every 3 frets. When you get way up here, they call it the laughing chord. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know, Rick. I remember Triumph. They were like a three-piece band, a pretty heavy three-piece band, as I recall. And I want to say, were they from England or from Canada, maybe? I don't remember. I watched a video on YouTube here on the Isle of Wight. It's not labeled the Isle of Wight rock concert. It's called, I don't remember what year the Isle of Wight was, but it's 1970 rock concert is all it says. And it's got, oh, they were Canadian. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and it's got footage from the Isle of Wight uh, festival, and that thing was like 600,000 people. It was bigger than Woodstock, I think. And but anyway, they had the band Taste on there with what's his name, the really good guitar player who I really didn't know much about till a few years ago, Gallagher, Rory Gallagher, and apparently one of his early bands called Taste, and I was pretty impressed. They had footage from a lot of the bands, including the Who. I've never been a big Who fan, but they were pretty impressive on that. That's here on YouTube anyway, called 1970 Rock Concert or something. It's got a weird title that doesn't really, and it's not all Isle of Wight. It's got a whole big section in the middle from something from the Isle of Wight and something else with a lot of Jethro Tull in it. Merle. Oh man. Yeah. Merle's known for that. I can't do it. He was kind of the almost like a pre-Chet Atkins picker. It's got a shorter duration, but it's almost like painted. I don't know where I came up with that. Almost like a painted black, but it's changing chords quicker. that A minor with that thumping beat, I got that from Chet. That I know. It's the only thing I got from him. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great player. Boy, does it play smooth. There's no fret. Like I said, I looked for a double cut Gibson and I found two of them at two different guitar centers, and I just handed them back. I mean, the fretwork was so bad. This was a little more than those, not much, but and they came with a single P90. I think they were 600, and but that fretwork, I thought, oh man, I'm gonna have to do that fretwork because it'll cost me. Yeah, what time you on tonight, hippie? Tell me again. Seven. I want to say 7 p.m. my time. 10 p.m. East Coast. No, I might be off on that. 10 p.m. Eastern. Okay, I was right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope I'll see you there if I'm not in in bed sleeping already. Yeah, 7. Okay, well, get some rest. Rest up. Get some sleep. Because you do marathons, man. For those of you folks that don't know, Metalhead Hippie does a show every week, a couple of them, and he kind of brings on new folks that haven't, maybe aren't, don't have that many subscribers that have made music videos, guitar videos, and he kind of offers them a venue to play and kind of not review at all, but just to kind of put it out there and let people watch other people's work. And if you've ever seen, he's not here in the chat anymore, but Jimmy Biter's work is a good example. A guy, and Janice did one last week. Oh, Jimmy Biter is here. Welcome back, Jimmy. Yeah, so I mean, it's just some really good stuff, and always interesting, and it's an open venue. So come on by tonight at 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern, and you're going to show Jimmy's latest. Okay, cool. I think that's what you're saying. Yeah, Janice, I think you missed our conversation about taking naps. Hippie slept from like 4 o'clock to 11 o'clock last night, and I went to bed about 1 and woke up at 4:30 Just couldn't sleep, so I decided to do the live stream. We'll see you later, hippie. So to finish up, I was looking for a Gibson double cut, and the two they had, I just handed right as soon as they took it down, I handed it right back. I would have had to do fret work on both sides, all the way up and down. Excuse me. And yeah, these are kind of similar to. They do look very similar to the Revstar. Chris Beck, I've only seen a couple of his things. I didn't know he endorsed it. I'll be darned. Yeah, it does have a Revstar vibe. I don't remember. I'm not sure who stole from who. It's a little different, but not sure who came up with it first. But I'm a big Reverend fan. I've got four of them, and I just wanted us. All the others are either semi. Yeah, they're all semi hollow, and I just wanted. I'm weird. I have a single cutaway Paul Reed Smith SE1 with one P90 that is great. They're really great, and they were just dirt cheap new back in the day. And so then I decided, well, I should have a matching, something close to a matching double cut. It's not matching. The stain's different on the wood. This is not bad though. I mean, I'm going to do a video, so I don't know why. But you can see, well, you can't really see it. It's got some grain in the wood. It's nice. Well, folks, I've been on over an hour, and I promised I would just do an hour, so. Oh, Aaron, have a good band practice. That's pretty cool. That's cool that we're getting back to normal. Hope everything goes well with that. So, yeah. You've got the Ibanez artist shaped one. Yeah, those Ibanez are, see there again, they're, yeah, I do. I love, I mean, part of that is just that I love them so much, the Reverends. And, yeah, it's just a good vibe. So I think I probably play better on them just because I love them. But there's other ones I like too. I hardly ever play my Strats or my Tellys anymore. Hardly at all. Part of that just because of that scale length. I try to stretch out and do that. So we will see all of you folks at a later time. I never know. Yeah, I watched a little of Mike's stuff last night. He was doing some great songs on there. It was pretty interesting. I always hear people doing songs and I think, oh, I wish I had I'd like them in my little home studio, just to record some of that stuff and add in some bass lines and stuff like that would be great. So, folks, you all have a great day. I'm way over my hour limit, and we will talk to you down the road. Cowtown, we'll see you later. Deja, we'll see you. Jimmy, take care of that shoulder, buddy. Do your physical therapy and go see Paul. Go see Paul Liu. He's a physical therapist. So he's in another state, but that's another matter. Janice, you take care too. I'll probably see you on the chats later today. So, and don't be afraid to go buy yourself a bass. Just not a big honker like an upright. So get something small. We will talk to you all later. Joseph, we'll talk to you later too. See you around. Bye-bye. Here we go. How do I do this?